Well, good morning, friends. Welcome to Real Life on the Homestead in Ontario. I'm Marie, and it's the end of the summer, and it's the start of pickling season. And I haven't had not one, not two, but 3 friends reach out to me about pickling spice. One wanted to know if I had any to borrow because she couldn't get any at the local grocery stores. The other 2 were asking, they can't find it, do I know how to make it? Well, pickling spice is so simple, and I have purchased it. However, there's sometimes things that I'm not crazy about in pickling spice, so making your own makes it a lot more simple. And one of the things that some pickling spices have that I do not like is dill. I will use dill when I'm making pickles, like cucumber pickles. But in other pickling recipes, I don't necessarily want the dill, things like pickled eggs. So what I'm going to do is very simply give you the recipe to make your own pickling spice that you can keep in an airtight jar and use it whenever you need to do pickling spice. Quick tip, it's a great recipe for making corned beef. Use this pickling spice to rub it on your beef to make corned beef. So let's get started. And I will give you my opinions on different spices. The first thing you need is whole mustard seeds. And I will link the recipe in the description box below. I guess I should have pulled out my spoons and stuff before getting started, but I didn't. So this is tablespoon perfect. So I need 4 tablespoons of mustard seed. Everything is going to go into a bowl. So 4 tablespoons of mustard seed. I have a half a tablespoon measuring, so that was 8 of them. You don't need to be exact. So a little under, a little rounded, it's all good. I'm actually going to add a little bit more because I do like the mustard seed. The next thing is allspice. And I use allspice berries. So let me just show you what they look like. A lot of the Caribbean, I just dropped a few. A lot of the Caribbean grocery stores will have these. You could also get them at a local grocery store, a bulk barn. However, remember, always get spices where they're used most often. So I like to get them at the Caribbean stores because they're in so many recipes. That means the turnover is that much greater. That's a little tip to always remember. So I did smarten up and get myself the 1 tablespoon measure. Now, because the berries are quite large, I like to put them into a spice grinder just to break them up. It releases the flavor. And I don't use allspice powder because number 1, I don't know how long it's been ground, and the berries do give a lot more flavor. So to that, we need 2 tablespoons, and I'm putting these into the grinder or grind it later. Now, let's go on to the cinnamon. That was 2 tablespoons of whole allspice berries, by the way. Cinnamon, when you go to a grocery store or a bulk barn, you usually see this type of cinnamon stick. This is like hard bark. I can't even snap it. This will take forever to grind. You can use this when you're putting it into foods that you're flavoring, let's say a syrup. But to grind this, it's not easy. And I don't like using those. What I like to do is get the organic cinnamon, and I can link this below because this is a really nice product. And I like this for when I need to break it up because look, see how easy that broke? Just beautiful. And the scent is fabulous. Once you grind it, you end up with this. And that's what you want in your pickling spice. So I'm going to put in 4 cinnamon sticks into my mixture. I'm just breaking these up. They're going into my grinder that I am adding my allspice to. But I will link this below because that's a great product. The next thing we need is pepper flakes. These are my own chili peppers, and this really depends on if you like spice or not. I like some spice in my pickling spice, but not tons. So I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons into the mix, okay? Next, I'm looking down at my list so I don't forget anything, and I will put this list in the description box. So then 2 spoons of ground ginger. Now I freeze dry my ginger and then grind it. So this is what I'm using, and it's 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. That smells lovely. I then do 4 bay leaves. This is from my laurel tree. I dry them out and then I crumble them into the mixture. The last thing we need, oh, not the last thing, I skipped one, but we need some cloves. And cloves are a strong flavor. So I actually count out 12 of them, believe it or not. Of them. Now, if I put 1 or 2 extra or less, it's not a big deal. But I'm going to throw those into the grinder. And coriander seed. I grow my cilantro, and after the cilantro's done, I let it go to seed, and I end up with these beauties to use in a lot of Indian cooking. I love it in the pickling spice. And the recipe calls for, how much is it? 4 teaspoons of coriander seed. I actually do 4 tablespoons. But I'm going to give you the recipe on what most people like. And I'm adjusting this based on my flavors, and you should adjust it based on your taste as well. And then I add basically 1 good tablespoon of peppercorns, whole peppercorns. So let me just grind this up so I could show you the full mixture. That smells lovely. So this is my allspice and my cinnamon sticks, the bay leaves, everything is in there. And look at this, my own pickling spice. You can do this, you're smart enough. It's such a better flavor than when you're buying something that's been prepackaged and you don't know how long it's been on the shelf. It's a lot cheaper, I'll tell you that. And like I said, try to do a corned beef using this spice. You'll thank me later. So that's it for today. Go out, live your best life. I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have, please share with your friends and like, and make sure that you're subscribed to our channel. We'll see you next time.